The wind whispered through the rusted skeletons of roller coasters, carrying with it the faint scent of nostalgia tinged with decay. The moon hung low in the sky, casting long shadows over the deserted amusement park. Sarah shivered as she stepped through the crumbling entrance gate, her heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. She had heard the rumors about this place, about the tragedy that had befallen it years ago, about the souls that still lingered within its abandoned attractions. But Sarah was not one to heed warnings. She was a thrill seeker, always searching for the next adrenaline rush, and the allure of exploring the forgotten remnants of echoes of fun was too strong to resist. As she wandered deeper into the park, Sarah's footsteps echoed off the cracked pavement, the sound reverberating through the empty corridors like a haunting melody. The once vibrant attractions now stood silent and still, their faded colors washed out by the passage of time. Sarah's gaze was drawn to the Ferris wheel looming in the distance, its skeletal frame silhouetted against the night sky. Without hesitation, she made her way towards it, her curiosity piqued by the promise of adventure. The Ferris wheel groaned as Sarah climbed into one of the empty gondolas, the metal creaking under her weight. She settled in and looked out across the park, the moonlight casting an ethereal glow over the abandoned rides and games. Suddenly, the Ferris wheel lurched into motion, sending Sarah's heart racing. She gripped the sides of the gondola, her knuckles turning white as she was lifted higher and higher into the night sky. But as the wheel reached its peak, Sarah's excitement turned to dread. The laughter of children echoed through the air, faint and distorted, as if carried on a ghostly breeze. She looked around frantically, but the other gondolas remained empty, swaying gently in the wind. The laughter grew louder, more insistent, until it filled Sarah's ears, drowning out the sound of her own panicked breaths. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, it stopped, leaving behind an eerie silence that seemed to press in on her from all sides. With trembling hands, Sarah reached for the lever that would bring the Ferris wheel to a stop, but it refused to budge. Panic rising in her chest, she pounded on the sides of the gondola, screaming for help into the empty night. But no one came. Hours passed, or maybe it was only minutes, Sarah couldn't be sure, as the Ferris wheel continued to spin relentlessly, carrying her higher and higher into the darkness. With each revolution, the laughter grew louder, more manic, until it felt like it was tearing at the very fabric of her sanity. And then, just when Sarah thought she could take no more, the Ferris wheel shuddered to a stop, leaving her dangling in midair, alone and terrified. She scrambled out of the gondola, her legs trembling beneath her as she stumbled towards the exit gate. But as she reached out to push it open, she froze. Standing before her was a figure cloaked in shadow, its eyes glowing with a malevolent light. Sarah tried to scream, but no sound escaped her lips as the figure reached out with spectral hands, its touch like ice against her skin. And then, with a final desperate effort, Sarah broke free from its grasp, tearing open the gate and fleeing into the night. As she ran, the echoes of laughter followed her, chasing her through the deserted corridors of the park until she reached the safety of the outside world. But even as she collapsed onto the cold, unforgiving pavement, Sarah knew that she would never truly escape the horrors of echoes of fun, for the memories of that night would haunt her dreams forevermore.